Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cook with Brooke, the cooking show that doesn't have any food. This show is all about what's cooking at the Air Force Enlisted Village, at Bob Hope Village, and at the Hawthorne House. So today we have a great lineup for you. We've got Tammy McDaniel coming in from Tammy's Journeys, and she's going to share a little bit about some of the travel, both good and bad, in the current environment given the COVID-19 situation. So that will be very informative. I think you're going to really enjoy the information that's available, and maybe you'll get a little bit pumped up to be thinking about maybe this post-COVID-19 time frame and what that's going to look like. So speaking about COVID, let me just quickly make some comments about that. Number one, thank you to everybody who took the vaccine. I know there's some people that were hesitant about that, but you know, most of the people in the village took it. About 90% of the residents did, and then about 70% of the staff members did. So there's still some people that are a little hesitant about that, and so I would just encourage you to research the information that's available on the vaccine and go to good, reputable locations. Don't get your information from TikTok, or don't go watching too many YouTube videos where there's not necessarily experts that are providing information. So, you know, at the end of the day, make that decision, but base it on good, solid information, base it on facts. And then also, you know, think about your motivation on why you would do that. Think about your family. Think about your friends. Think about the health of our community. You know, at the end of the day, we are all in this bubble we call the Air Force Enlisted Village, with about 550 residents and about 120 staff members. And so it's a lot of people, and we're interacting on a regular basis. So the more protection that we have, the better and safer that we can be. So that's why we're really asking everybody to look into the vaccine. And if you get to the point and you were thinking about it before and you thought, no, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. But if you change your mind, let us know. And we can try to help with that situation with the health department. They understand how important it is to have our team out here vaccinated and protected. So again, if you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate to contact me or Bobby Joe or Terry over at the Hawthorne House. We'll be glad to share that information, but we ask you to think hard about it. If you haven't got the vaccine, think about how you can protect yourself and your family and your loved ones. So today, as I said, we have Tammy McDaniel coming on, and we're going to talk about travel, which is really exciting. We look forward to being able to have more opportunities to travel, and candidly, I think the vaccine is going to be one of those things that's going to help us to be able to travel again. As we come back out of this COVID, I think it's not unreasonable to expect that there's going to be a requirement for you to be able to show a vaccine that you had been vaccinated somewhere along the line. So that's just a prediction on my part. That's not written down anywhere, but you can see the signs already, with certain states requiring quarantine, certain countries requiring tests before you enter in there. So think about how that may play out with your future travel plans. So I know you guys are dying to hear my jokes this week, because I have to include travel, right? It's a travel theme. So I would just got a couple for you. I know you're going to love them. So what kind of chocolate do they sell at the airport? Plain chocolate. And then why did the librarian get kicked off the plane? Because it was overbooked. Okay. Again, anybody that wants to send me jokes, send them in. Otherwise, I'm on my own, and you see how that has worked out for us. So before we get started with the rest of the show, though, let's pop on over to Knife's Edge and see what Carrie and her team have cooking for us over at Bob Hope Commons. Welcome back. We are so happy to have Tammy McDaniel here with us today, and she is going to tell us a little bit about her business, and then we're going to talk a little bit about travel in the COVID-19 era. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Great. Tammy McDaniel with Tammy's Journeys. I've been in the travel and tourism business since 1988, and I decided to start my own business about 10 years ago, downtown historic Fort Walton Beach, and we are here. We're a full-service travel agency. We can do anything, anywhere, except for right now.
So that's a really good qualifier, isn't it? Except for right now. So tell us a little bit about the restrictions in COVID-19 and some of the things that people can do. If they're really getting itchy to travel, they've got their vaccinations, and they're ready to get out on the road, what can they do?
Well, right now, there's still restrictions for U.S. citizens to actually leave the United States. And so there's still quarantine requirements. And you also have to be concerned about even traveling within the United States, because there's certain states that require quarantine. And so what we do with our clients, or what we do with anybody that gives us a call, we ask them where they're traveling to or where they're wanting to travel to, and then we have, and I gave that to Scarlett to give to all the residents, information websites, so they can click on a country, click on a state, and they'll know exactly what the rules are going in and out of the state or country. So right now, really, you can go into, without quarantine, Mexico, Cancun, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, Dominican Republic. You can actually go to Costa Rica.
Those sound like cruise destinations.
Well, you can go into those countries without having a COVID-19 test. However, since January 26th, you got to test coming back into the United States. However, if you want to test going into like the Virgin Islands or Puerto Rico, you don't have to test coming back to the United States because it's a U.S. territory.
U.S. territory, there you go. Is Puerto Rico included in that as well?
Well, Puerto Rico is, you don't have to have a COVID test coming back into the United States, but you do have to have a COVID test going into Puerto Rico. And right now it's 72 hours coming back into the United States that you need to get those tests. A lot of the resorts, like in Mexico and the Dominican Republic, are giving you the test for free. Also, one thing is, if you happen to test positive, a lot of the resorts in both Mexico as well as the Dominican Republic are allowing you to stay at those resorts for free up to 14 days until you test out again.
That's fantastic. Well, it sounds a little bit intimidating, but I guess that's one of the reasons why people would contact you versus trying to figure all this out on their own.
Yes, it's very important because just navigating through what the airlines are requiring. I'll give you an example right now. Cruising, most of the cruise ships now have canceled their sailings until the 31st of May. And right now we heard that Canada right now has basically are not allowing cruise ships to come to their ports through February 22nd of 2022. So that pretty much means that Alaska sailings, if they have to go into Canada, or even the New England sailings, are pretty much kind of in limbo right now.
Wow. That sounds like it's challenging for travel out and about. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to look at some February birthdays, and we're going to celebrate those, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about what you can do locally. If you don't feel like traveling, if you feel intimidated, Tammy will be able to explain some of those staycations for us. So we'll be right back after the February birthdays. And welcome back. Happy birthday again to our February birthday babies. And somebody that's not on that list is my son, who is stationed in the Air Force, and he's up at McGuire Air Force Base, and he's celebrating his birthday this month. So quick little shout out to Vince. Now we're back with Tammy McDaniel, and she is going to provide us a little bit more information about things that we can do without really traveling, more like a staycation. So tell us about staycations.
Well, staycations are very popular right now. Basically because people can't leave the country or just cautious about going or flying. So there's a lot of things to do right here in the state of Florida that you can just drive to. For example, you can go down to like Crystal River, Homosassa Springs, see the manatees, snorkel with the manatees. Also, there's Weeki Wachee State Park. And that's a great place. If you've never seen mermaids before swimming, you can see that. Those programs are actually going to start next month. There's great history in St. Augustine, just in Tallahassee. That's only 2.5 hours away. Mobile, there's great museums in Mobile, as well as even Montgomery. Great civil rights history in Montgomery. Then if you want to travel a little farther, you can go to Biloxi and then head on into New Orleans. So just in a 4.5 hour, 5 hour radius, there's a lot of things to do right here. There's also 2 resorts right here in the state of Florida that offer all-inclusive amenities. So just like cruising, you pay one price and you can eat, drink, and be merry. Well, there's actually two properties or resorts right here in Florida. So there's a little bit of everything right here in our area.
Well, that sounds really nice. I could probably use an all-exclusive break right now after the last year or so of COVID. So tell us a little bit. I mean, obviously you're a business owner. You've been operating here. You've probably seen some difficulties over the last year. How can our residents get in touch with you if they want your expertise and they want to be able to tap into your encyclopedic knowledge of travel? Sure.
Just go to the website, tammysjourneys.com. We've got webinars. We are starting a little bit of face-to-face presentations. Of course, COVID safety protocols in place. All those webinars and in-person presentations are on the website. Also, our address is 148 Miracle Strip Parkway Southeast, downtown Fort Walton Beach. We're right across from the Fort Walton Beach Landing. We're kind of like in between the children's playground and the public restrooms, and you'll see a beautiful trellis that says your journey begins here, and that's where you can begin, and we can give you all information about update on COVID travel regulations, as well as give you some great ideas about staycations. Did you know there's a place down in Central Florida that you can stay in a teepee? Glamping, or stay in a chuck wagon. So there's all kinds of fun places, to see and do right in our state of Florida.
Well, that sounds great. And you had talked to me a couple of years ago about doing a cruise with our residents. And at the time, it sounded like a great idea, but now that we're doing Cook with Brooke, maybe we can do Cruise with Brooke.
Yeah.
So think about that. And for the people that are watching, if you'd be interested in going on a cruise next summer, probably not this summer, but maybe the summer of 22, maybe we could arrange a Bob Hope Village Hawthorne House AFEV cruise to where we all go together and we can go explore and enjoy some sunshine and some exotic locations.
That sounds great. I'll look forward to doing that.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in again.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to put Tammy's information up following this segment so that you can get her information and contact her if you need any help at all. Tammy, again, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today. We'll be right back after this short break. So I'm very excited about the golf tournament that's coming up. We're very appreciative for our sponsors that have come alongside us again this year to be able to make the 18th annual Bob Hope Memorial Charity Golf Classic a reality. So that's hosted out at Eglin Air Force Base. It's going to be a great time. It's a 2-day tournament. If you haven't heard anything about it, please ask us. We'd be glad to share that with you. We had a great show today. Tammy was here and she gave us good information about some of the travel restrictions if you're going outside of the state or outside the country. But then she also gave us some insight about staycations and things that you can do by hopping in your car for a few hours and coming to explore the different portions here in Florida, and just to be able to look around and to maybe not get in an airplane if that's something you're concerned with. So you don't have to stay cooped up. You can travel, you can be safe. As always, both whether on campus or whether you're traveling around, make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. Try to make sure that you're maintaining your social distance. When you're in a crowded space, make sure that you're wearing a mask, and make sure that you're always washing your hands and having good sanitizing to make sure that your hands are super clean. So this has been another episode of Cook with Brooke. We're glad that you tuned in. Look forward to talking to you again real soon. Stay safe. Thank you very much for everything you do for our community. We look forward to coming back with you again in the near future with more information. And God bless you all. Thank you very much.